And normally, what do you think the company should react when a customer complains like that?
How about your company this year turnover target?
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows, yes.
They don't care about that.
The company should react when a customer complains like this with a company that have a strong ownership culture. Normally, what is the correct reaction?
Example,
Yeah.
customer complaint.
Yeah.
Okay,
customer complaint.
this is not order, not operating now. Okay, let me check, and then we must answer as soon as possible. Okay, this component broken. Now, sorry, we don't have this component in our warehouse. If we order this one, it takes 1 week. So please wait 1 week, and then we can repair. Okay, we will do as soon as possible. We inform exactly the current situation, and then persuade customer. Oh, okay, I understand. But if, this problem happened, this problem, but no answer more, how customer waiting for that?
All right.
So you should be very direct to talk about the problem and the solution.
Yes.
Not talking about your back-end story.
All right.
Correct?
Okay.
Yeah.
So the people, I mean the human resources in a company is a very important thing. And the ownership, it depends a lot on the people, how the people schooling in the past, about the knowledges, right? About the mindset of the people. So I have the one question for you, sir. How do you find out, or how do you recruit a person that have the ownership?
Okay, first question.
Yeah.
I have so many experience. Okay.
Okay.
The first experience. Why did you apply for our company? Okay, this first question. And the second question, how can you contribute yourself to our company development? In this case, answered quite different.
Okay.
Okay, one people who have the ownership, they understand what is the ownership already. Okay, and then one person, they don't care about the ownership. The answer is quite different. In case of the company in Vietnam, when you receive resume, you understand resume?
Yes. Resume.
How often this applicant move this company to this company? That means if the move very often, in this case, we can recognize, even though we recruit this person, he will move soon. That means no ownership. So at first we can ask question, why did you apply for a company? And then listen carefully. And second question, what can you contribute yourself to develop this company? This means before applying, he consider his dream or his passion to do this company too, okay? To working for this company or not. And then according to the result of the resume, why you often move to another company? Based on your resume, maybe average, okay, you move every 6 months. Maybe you 6 months later you will move to another company. Can you guarantee you cannot move to another company? How? Why? And then finally speaking, you have mother and father. If we work for a company, we are family. I will become your father. You become my daughter and son. I take care of you. You also, you must take care of your son, your father. As a family, you must devote yourself to develop the company. You agree? In this case, many people compute why I devote myself to develop the company. I have my own job. Yeah, I fulfill my own job. That's it. In this case, we cannot refuse. Why? The ownership is not simple word. Okay, if they have no any experience for the ownership, how they can say about the ownership? But we can check the character already. If we train, if we give a chance to change their mind, she can become key member of this company or not. We can check only the character. If we train about the ownership, he or she can follow this company corporate culture or not.
All right. Okay. So I see your point, right? So what about your opinion, Daniel?
So the first question is to inspect the why, right? Why do you want to work for my company? And what is the good question that you expect from this interviewee? How he should answer?
Or I heard your company in the newspaper. I heard about your company from my friend. Your company, this point very strong. I want to become your member. I'm proud of working in this company. In this case, they understand why they apply for this company. If they apply many company and they move very often. If we ask this question, why ask this question? Okay.
So you expect that the interviewee must be proactively looking for information about our company, and the kind of knowledge will also let us tell if this guy is really have the right intention of devoting himself to this company's success, right? From the start, it's just a very simple question. Okay, I understand.
Okay, and now the case, right? We have very good resume from the people, and that people passed the interview round. They joined the company, and now is the time to introduce the ownership of that company to the new people. So, do you have any formula? Do you have any steps to introduce the ownership of the company to the new employees, new people?
We can divide two cases. Okay, first is just a startup company, and the second one is existing company.
All right.
Operating company now.
Okay.
In case of the first, okay, the startup company, from the beginning, the owner must consider and set up the corporate culture first.
Okay.
I just start up my company. How can I develop my company? How about my company goal? How can I share this goal to my employee? Okay. In order to do that, we have to consider about the corporate culture first. And then continuously get ownership or other things. But existing company, in case of the existing company, of course, the corporate culture is very important. Okay. Without corporate culture, even we invite expert to introduce ownership, but all of our employee, they never open their ear. They never heard about that. They never hear. So in this case, how we can open their ear? Corporate culture. And as I told you just before, this is an existing company, okay? We must inform current company situation.
All right.
Oh, now, as you know, economic crisis in the world, very serious. So now we lose chance to export our product because our price very high. If we cannot reduce our price, maybe nobody guarantee our company future. So we must reduce cost 20% down to survive. Our company very, very serious. This one, automatically we can go into the strategic management plan. Without this kind of information, okay, we cannot set up the strategic management plan. They don't care. All employees, they don't care about that company situation. But they understood what problem we have. And also, owner, how he showed the ownership to the employee. So, in my case, okay, my ownership, my corporate culture was love.
In LG?
No, not after LG. The love. Okay, I love you as your owner. I'm a father, and you're my son, your daughter. Even so many staff left, land.
Yeah.
Okay, still now sometimes call me, father, I come here. You understand? So love is my key word as a corporate culture. And then we share company situation, what problem we have. How we have to solve this one? Please do your best. In this case, all employee, okay, deeply impressed.
All right.
So, just to summarize, to introduce ownership, first of all, the leader must establish a strong corporate culture first. And secondly, he must communicate transparently about the company
sharing information.
Yeah, information and also plans.
Yes.
Right, being very transparent about company situation and plan to everybody. Then you can start to build ownership.
Yes.
Okay. So what about the difference between the ownership for a leader and ownership for an employee? Is there a difference?
Different. Okay? Ownership, owner is the owner. Okay, but owner have a mind to share, to take care all employee, and then all employee recognize, our owner never consider himself only. Our owner always consider all our employee, and then try his best to support our family also. In this case, this is owner spirit. Okay, owner mind. The ownership employee can get the mind. How can devote myself to develop this company, and same as our owner. So ownership and the owner spirit are really different. Owner is owner. Ownership comes from the employee. Review and evaluate.
Okay.
And compensate.
All right.
Okay.
At the time, really, all of the employee deeply impressed. In case of LG, every year 2 times, they evaluate the result of the strategic business plan. And then they make compensation. Team by team, okay, group by group. Okay. This manufacturing department 1, manufacturing department 2. Okay, they compete each other.
All right.
At that time, finally, 1 or 2 departments become winner. In this case, they come to the world tour. The company pay everything. This compensation.
Okay.
So, activity and execution and evaluation and compensation. This process is very important.
Okay, understand. Just to summarize.
Yes.
Of course, owners are owners, so they already have ownership. But in order for the employee to have ownership, it's very important that the owner recognize the creditability of the employee. And after evaluation and recognition, we also must give compensation for the employee. And slowly, the employee will be deeply impressed, as in your own words, and develop the ownership within themselves. Is it correct?
Yes.
Okay, understand.
And all things, right, all relate to corporate culture. So, for your opinion, right, we should start the corporate culture as soon as possible, right?
Of course. Yeah.
Not for the case when the company runs about the 3 years or 5 years that they start to think about the corporate culture.
But from the start.
But from the start, right? From very start of the company, we must think about the corporate culture, huh?
How many percent can survive within 5 years? How many? Can you imagine? How many percent can survive within 5 years?
How many?
Less than 10%.
Less than 10% can survive. Okay.
Okay. Why they cannot survive?
And it's the same between Korea, Vietnam, same?
So regions some different.
Yep.
Anyway, in order to survive more than 5 years, okay. Anyway, we must consider about the corporate culture,
Right.
and we must encourage our employee
Okay.
to overcome and to solve any problem in front of our company
Okay.
together.
So what is the biggest challenge that we have as a leaders to introduce a good corporate culture or ownership to a new company? What's the biggest challenge?
What's
the biggest challenge? What's the most difficult?
The most difficult point is CEO mind.
CEO mind.
If CEO, they never change their mind, even though I persuade them many times, they don't care about corporate future. So it finish. How we can make the CEO mind change? And also, if myself is CEO, how can I change myself for company future, for our employee? We have to go together to the future. Not only owner, but also all member of employee. CEO must consider about that. If he think only his pocket,
Okay.
all employee, they don't care about that.
Okay.
This is your money. You fail, you succeed, I don't care about your future. But if owner show his pocket, so all employee recognize, oh, now our owner have very difficult situation now. We must support him. We must devote ourselves. For what? For our future.
Right.
That means for my family.
All right. So in Vietnamese, we call that the leaders will lead the leading. Depends a lot on the CEO mind, right?
So, finally speaking, at the beginning I already told you, I'm doing my best, okay, to connect the Korean company and Vietnam company together.
Right.
Also, I do my best as much as I can do, okay? I want to devote myself to change Vietnam CEO mind. I guarantee they can survive after 5 years later. This is very important point. Okay.
So once again, right?
Key learning.
Okay, the key learning. Yeah?
Key learning is the number one mistake that leaders make that make them impossible to introduce ownership is being greedy and not transparent enough to the employee. So the employee will never develop ownership and devote themselves as much as they should, right? Number one mistake.
Okay, of course, company have to keep some secret.
Yes.
Okay, company can keep secret now.
Yes.
But normal operation, for example, I really surprised many times when I visited to the Vietnam company. I asked the manager, how about your company this year turnover target?
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. Yes.
They don't care about that. What for?
Yeah.
He can do his best. No target. I really surprised. Even manager, no target. That's a really important problem now.
Okay. And you have the other brief, Daniel?
Yes, the second point from what you mentioned is in order to manage the company, the leader must have a growth mindset first. The leader must be willing to change. Is it correct?
It's totally correct.
Yeah. Okay, very good.
Very good sharing, right? And thank you for the coming to the leader talks today for very interesting and very important topic that is ownership, right? And hopefully that in the very near future we'll come again to the leader talk and with the other topic. So what about the other topic and what about the next topic that we can?
Today we discuss about the ownership.
Yeah,
okay.
right.
Okay. The strategic management plan.
Strategic management plan.
What is the real strategic management plan? This is different from normal plan. Okay. So, if available, next time we can discuss about the strategic management plan.
Okay, so once again, thank you, right? And we will see you again in the next topic, strategic management plan.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anyway, I'm very happy to introduce my experience through this chance. Okay. As far as I can do, I support this program.
Thank you so much.
To open my mind, my experience to all of our listener.
Thank you very much.
The audience will appreciate that as much as we do.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much for coming
Okay,
today.
thank you.
Wish you all the luck, all the best, and see you.
Okay.
All right, it's been a great pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.